أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. الحمد لله. Let's get started with another lesson from the method. Alhamdulillah. I hope you're all well, and I hope the lessons have been beneficial, and I hope you feel like you're making some progress. Inshallah, let's quickly read through a little bit of what we did in our previous session. So we introduced three new letters, Jeem, Tha, and Dal, and we said that these three, two of them are also letters of Qalqalah. So that's what we're going to be dealing with today, inshallah. So just let's quickly read just for the, hopefully you've been practicing and so you can check your pronunciation. We have Boo, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Boo, this also should be Boo, but I think maybe either it's a typo or maybe a printing error, but it looks like a typo. Okay, so Boo, let's read this as it should be. This is Ba, although the equal to sign here means that this should have been a Boo with a sign like this, like the standing Dhamma. Ju, Da, Si, Thi. So obviously these two are exactly the same. They read exactly the same. Ja, ja, right? So we read just the one. Di, Ru, Ri, Ji, okay? Exactly the same. This is equal to this. This is equal to this. Su, Du, Fi, Ta, Da. And then here we just have a few different combinations. Rat, Tith, This. And then here we have an example of Qalqalah where the ba is jerked, right? Sab, sab. We didn't hear that with these three before it, and we won't hear it with these three after it. Fifth, mar, fath, fat. Okay, so this is what we're going to be covering today. Today's lesson is Qalqalah, but with two new letters. In our first lesson on Qalqalah, we covered the letter ba, and now we have two more. And good news, there's only two more after this. There are only 5 letters of Qalqalah. The 5 letters are Qaf, Ha, Ba, Jeem, and Dal. So we did Ba, Jeem, and today we're doing Jeem and Dal. We did Ba, so there's 2 more we still have to do. 2 more letters of Qalqalah. But we'll do that when we get to those letters. Okay, so I will practice the recitation of these here, just so that you can listen to the correct pronunciation and you can try and practice along as you go through the lesson in your own time. All right? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Rajja, Majja, Tijja, Fajja, Sujja, Bajja, Thijja. Okay? So the Jeem, also a letter of Qalqalah, it's also being jerked. We don't just say, for example, in the second line, we don't just say Sajj, Sajja, Rijja, Dajja, Jajja, Mujja, Rujja. We're not holding, we're only jerking the Jeem, right? Bujja. We're not holding it, okay? We're not pausing either. We're not breaking breath either, all right? Going back to the 4 golden rules. Radda, Madda, Tidda, Fidda, Sudda, Badda, Fidda. Be careful not to be too excessive in the jerking sound. Sidda, Ridda, Didda, Jadda, Mudda, Rudda, Buddha. Be careful with the ra. We're only pronouncing one ra, not r. Okay? Rudda. And then we have a line here with the Jeem and the Dal, thrown together. So we'll have Tajja, Badda, Rabba, and there's a Ba as well. So all 3 examples of Qalqalah that we've done so far is in this lesson, in this line over here. Fijja, Midda, Jabba, Bajja, Radda, Thibba. And then this should be the most challenging line for the day. We have Rijada, Sardib, Sardib. Don't forget the letter with sukoon. Ra is not a letter of Qalqalah, but we know when a letter has a sukoon, we have to join it to the previous letter. Okay? There's nothing else special about this. just joining to the previous letter. So we read this together. Sar, dib, sar, dib. Masjid. All right, there we have a word that you guys know, and that's how it's spelled. Masjid. Now you also know that the word masjid, we don't just say masjid. It has a dal, and if when read with sukoon, with no sound, the dal must be read with qalqalah. Masjid. Sajid. Sajid is a person who prostrates. All right. Sajid. It's also a name sometimes of some, but the dal has to be recited with qalqala. Obviously, you're not going to call Sajid, Sajid, if someone's name is Sajid. This is obviously, these rules of qalqala are for recitation of Quran, particularly, specifically. All right. Here we have Surat, Surat, no qalqala there, so don't put qalqala when it's not necessary. Sabdi, Sabdi. Here we have the ba with qalqala, and then we have the I with a ya in sukoon, so we have to elongate the sound there. Maj, all right? Majaris, majaris. Not a word, just a combination of letters and sounds, but there's a qalqala on the jeem, all right? So in this line, we have qalqala there, we have qalqala on the ba, qalqala on the dal, again on the dal. There's no qalqala, there's qalqala on the ba, and there's a qalqala on the jeem. So as you can see, in our very next lesson, we are about to introduce two new sounds. Firstly, we have the elongated sound that we just did, that we reviewed over here, the elongated sound, u, e, a. We have that again. The fatha and the alif gives us a, that's exactly the same. The e and the ya and sukoon gives us e, and the u and the waw and sukoon gives us u. So what we're going to be looking at is two new sounds. And once we've covered these two sounds, there won't be any other sounds after this, okay? Except for more elongation sounds, but we'll get to that later on, inshallah. So here, if we look on the top here, we have a with alif. It elongated it. Here we have a, but now the a has a waw and sukoon. And notice the next example is also an a, but it's with a ya and sukoon. Previously, the I was combined with the ya and sukoon, and the u was combined with the waw and sukoon. But now we're noticing that the a can come with an alif, which elongates it, but the a can also come with a waw and sukoon and a ya and sukoon. So how is that pronounced? We have a with waw and sukoon is o, and a and ya and sukoon is a. And that is all we'll say about that for today's lesson. Okay? So inshallah, we try to keep these, as short and bite-sized chunks as short as possible. And today we had a little look at the two new letters of Qalqalah, which we introduced in our previous lesson. Alhamdulillah, we ask Allah to accept from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us benefit from these sessions. And I'm asking you to share them with whoever you think may benefit from these lessons, inshallah. Hopefully, people are always looking for a method that works for them. Perhaps this method is exactly what someone may have been looking for who knows how long. May Allah accept from all of us. May Allah guide and protect us. May Allah increase us in knowledge. We ask Allah to grant us steadfastness and grant us to continue with this course and complete it, inshallah. ببركة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.